Welcome to my clubhouse. My name is Sally Colón, and I'm so excited to be back on Amazon. This is so exciting. Are we live? Are we good? Everybody good? All right. I'm so excited to be back on Amazon. For those of you that knew back in the day, I did my little Amazon show. This is different. We have a new set. We have everything is new. We have some great guests. I got a little mommy makeover since then. Thank you, Dr. Wynn. So I'm so excited to be here, and I'm going to be saying hi to some of you guys. I actually have producer Andy actually gave me his phone. So I'm going to be saying hi to some of the people. We are also live on Instagram. We're live on TikTok. We're live on Julian's Instagram. So I'm so excited to be here. We have our studio that was designed by Cindy, House of Cindy in LA downtown, who's going to be my next guest. So we're going to talk a little bit about all of this and how we met and how now we have all her beautiful stuff in the studio. Isn't this pretty? So I want to introduce my special guest. He's an actor, an activist, an author, a writer, a producer, an entrepreneur, a rapper, a keynote speaker, and just an all-around really cool guy that's really tall. So please help me to welcome to the set, Mr. Julian Brittano.
Thank you very much.
Woo! And we have a live audience today, by the way.
What's going on, everybody?
So, you and I met on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, welcome to my Clubhouse. What does that mean? For those of you that know Clubhouse, the app, I decided to bring Clubhouse onto the set. So the people that I interview on the app, I'm going to actually bring on set, which I'm super excited about. So Julie and I met on Clubhouse, and I was like, who's this guy? And our friend Danielle, who's a mutual friend, said, girl, you got to bring Julian up. He was on the show with Oprah on Greenleaf. So I said, of course, let's bring him up. So I got to interview you. It was a 2-hour interview. And so thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
You came all the way from the East Coast.
I came all the way from the East Coast.
All the way from Jersey just to be here in LA in the studio at Studio Place right here in Brentwood to be on Welcome to My Clubhouse.
Absolutely.
So Julian, thank you.
Thank you for having me as your first guest. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Premiere show. So Julian, I asked you this on the show, but I think it's important for people to know who you are. So who is Julian Bratano?
Julian Bratano is a Jersey guy, Jersey bred. I'm an all-around guy, Renaissance guy. I love the arts. I love the arts. You know, acting, writing, producing, recording as a recording artist, performing, you name it. You know, it kind of segued me into a couple other areas that I'm grateful to be in as far as keynote speaking and real estate. So
keynote speaker. So if you guys have a conference coming up, Mr. Bratano can be your special guest. So let's just go right into the hot topic. You decided to become an actor. And you were just doing some extra work, which, by the way, I started as an extra as well. I was on Joe Pesci's film called With Honors years ago, like 30 years ago. And you were on Greenleaf as background, we call it. And then Oprah, eye to eye, she was like, who's that tall, hot cup of coffee?
It's not like I was across the whole room. I was about 10 feet away from her at the bar. But no, it was a great opportunity, phenomenal experience. I had just got into acting 2 weeks at that point.
Wow.
And I was,
you know how lucky you are, right? I hope you realize.
I'm blessed and fortunate.
Blessed and fortunate. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. With a little bit of intention and preparation goes a long way. Right?
That's Oprah's quote.
Yeah. Preparation meets opportunity.
That's the definition of success, folks.
Yes.
So I want to know when Oprah came on set, because I know, for me, if I was on that set and Oprah walked in, I think I would have lost my breath. Personally. Right. I have a sign, Angie knows because she's been in my house, that says, unless you're Oprah or God, take your shoes off. That's a real thing. So yeah, it's funny, right? I love Oprah. She's like an icon.
Well, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, I got a chance to see her growing up as a child on TV. I got to, see the ascension of Oprah. A lot of the generation today, they only know billionaire Oprah.
Right.
But that's what it was like when she walked in for me. It was more the regards and respect that I had for her as her, like different things that she went through as a young girl to a woman, and even in the media and everything. It was like, wow, like that's what it was.
Do you think she felt that?
She had to.
Because I feel like Oprah feels energy. Yeah. And I feel like if she saw desperation in your eyes, or, oh my God, Oprah just walked in, or something, that maybe she wouldn't have come up to you.
I believe so.
Interesting as you're saying that.
I have a lot of, I spend a lot of time in my spiritual growth and development And so at that point in my life, you're talking 2015, I was going through something personal. I had just lost my business, which was a lounge and restaurant, and I was in a pivoting position. I was reinventing myself, and I really wanted to get and tap into the artistic and creative side of what I wanted to offer. And I had made a declaration to myself right before I got into it, which was if I ever got a platform doing the arts, I would utilize it to help others.
Wow.
And so I came in it with the intention. Of learning. Let me learn as much as I can about this industry and see where I fit in and how I can add value to it.
Wow, that's so beautiful. And I mean, I've been in this industry 30 years, entertainment. I wish that more people came in with that intention, with that spirit of just, I want to come in and yes, I would love to be in some big movies and television, but I want to come in and I want to make an impact.
Right. Well, you have to discover yourself.
Say that again.
You have to discover yourself.
That's right. That's right. I know all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so important.
And people only want to find their strengths. But I believe if you diligently dig for your weaknesses, you know what to allow God, universe, to assist you and bring everything that you need so you can be the best and greatest version of yourself.
You're such a quiet giant. I love you. You're such a quiet giant because you walk in and you have this thing about you it's special. It's like you could see in your eyes that you care about people. You don't come in. I mean, you were the very first thing you ever did in Hollywood was with Oprah Winfrey, but you don't have an air of like, I was with Oprah Winfrey. Right. You just have that was a great opportunity. Now it's time to move on and help people and impact people. And I know that some of the charities let's talk about some of the charities that you're involved in.
Sure. So one is called SO, which is Save Our Women.
Love that.
It's something that I started when Greenleaf first came out. A young lady that I got a chance to befriend and work with on a project, she was brutally murdered. She was shot and killed on her birthday. Domestic violence situation.
Domestic violence. Wow.
And I didn't have all the answers. I didn't know what I was going to do or how I was going to make an impact, but I knew as a voice of a man, just speaking up and saying, listen, guys, I don't know what we're going to be doing here, but we got to do something. We got to show the women that we do care, that we do want to help protect and encourage and motivate. And so I started that organization. Got some other guys that volunteered to say, hey, if there's an event going on, a function, they're willing to go help out, maybe say a little something.
Okay.
And that's what I did.
Well, let me ask you this, because I do know that you come from single mom, raised by a single mom. Right. Does that have a lot to do with why you want to support other women?
Absolutely. Well, that and just having a better comprehension and understanding of divine and feminine and masculine energies.
Love it.
Which is the core of both men and women.
Right.
So once you kind of get that, you have a respect that you just have to empower and say, you know what, let's go ahead and get after it. Yeah.
You know, so I'm single, you know, I talk about it all the time. I'm single, ready to mingle. But I love when a man can be super masculine and be in his masculinity and be a leader, because I love a man that leads. But I love the sensitivity of being in his feminine. Yeah. Like if I could find a man that's like masculine leader, but also feminine sensitive, come on, call me. That's all I got to say.
Well, think about it. In life, that's how humans are made. Right. You need both energies. You need both. And when there's an imbalance, you have imbalances in the baby, the offspring. So in relationships as a whole, as you, again, identify, find yourself. First. Find that balance. Yes. And then you can express yourself externally to the world. Right. You never know what can come out of it.
Absolutely. So when you're talking about discovering yourself, the one thing, and we talked about this on Clubhouse, is, and I have it tattooed on my wrist, actually, it's underneath my watch. It's a date. On May 31st, 2016, I say I met myself for the first time. And that was that discovery that you're talking about. Yeah. I discovered who I was. I didn't like the person I was. Yeah. So I met her and I was like, I don't want to be friends with her, which is me. Right. And then I had to unravel and unpack why I was feeling that way. It took 3.5 years for me to unravel that. But I totally understand what you're talking about. And if you guys are wondering, like, what the heck are they talking about? You know, it's transforming. It's that transformation. It's that I don't want to be this person anymore. And when people say, you know, people don't change. That's a lie.
Right.
People can change if you put the work in it. What are some of the books that you read or listened to that kind of helped you in your discovering yourself?
If I can be just transparent and honest about it, I just spent a lot of time in meditation. I'm gonna be honest. I don't read. I haven't read a lot of books about that. You know, I read the Bible at times. You know, throughout my life growing up and whatnot. A book here and there, but it's more about mindset. Okay. It's more about what you can tap into and just really understanding. In order to be the greatest, you have to be the least, which is a polar opposite.
Say that again.
In order to be the greatest, you have to be the least.
Okay, explain that.
It means that there is a range of who you are. And so the least of who you are is still relevant and important as the greatest, because you have to be able to hit every checkpoint in that scale to address different people in this life, this walking external life that we live in, right? Wow. So there's a medium, there's a balance in the middle. So then there's a good version of you, there's a bad version, there's a better, there's a worse, there's a worst, there's the greatest, there's all these different levels. Yeah. And you have to be willing to tap into each one of them. Each one of them. Accordingly.
Ooh, are you guys catching all of this on my Instagram, on my TikTok, the live audience? Are you guys listening? That was so powerful. Yeah. And because you're so deep. And that's because you put work in. Yeah. I feel like a lot of us live in that kind of shallow place in life, that comfortable place in life. And when you take time to meditate, to pray, to read the Bible, to read books, like I'll segue a little bit into some of the books that I've read that have helped my life. And these are all in the carousel for those of you that are watching on Amazon Live. If you guys want to join Amazon.com/live, you could see what's in the carousel as well. I put some really incredible books that changed my life. One of them, a lot of you guys know I'm a filmmaker, and this book, Women Like Us, is a corresponding book to my documentary. My life story is in here, but it's also a story of a lot of incredible women who are making change in the world, which I think you would appreciate this book. There's a little quote in the back, which is my quote, and it says, "I'm not going to wait for someone else to do it. I'm going to be that one that does it." Yes. And I feel like you're part of that world of we're not going to wait for someone else.
I definitely agree and ascribe to that. It was like one of the other, since we got onto the topic about organizations. I have a project called RTB, which is Raising the Bar. RTB. I started in 2018. Okay. It's a traveling talk show. Okay. I haven't done it in a little while, but I've been asked to bring it back, where I would travel to different areas, identify and highlight women from those areas that were doing great things to raise the bar in their communities. I love that. And I give them a whole experience, from me, my background being nightlife and hospitality. I bring a little fashion segment, a recording artist to perform.
Speaking of fashion, you look very dapper.
Oh, thank you.
And the socks, I love me a good sock game.
I got me a little sock
Show them
going
the socks, show them the socks.
A little sock going on, got the fila,
I love fila, I love it. So tell me a little bit about where you are now in your life, because I know that you just purchased a hotel, which is like a whole sideways thing, because you're entertainment and you got all your charity work that you're doing, and you just bought a hotel in Virginia.
My wife and I,
Your wife and what's your wife's name?
Kari.
Kari, shout out to Kari. Hi, Kari. So tell me, and I want to know how you guys met. We're going there, but tell me about the hotel that you guys purchased and why.
So we got it in South Boston, Virginia. It's a historic project. So it's going to be some great renovations going on, full service, rooftop bar, lower level restaurant, lounge, and event center space. 32 rooms, boutique, like I said, boutique hotel. My wife basically said to me, because she's a licensed general contractor.
What?
Yeah.
I love a woman that does construction.
And so I asked her, I said, what do you want to be doing now? Yeah. She said, I think we need to get into real estate. And so me being crazy, and I'm
a little crazy too, so I get crazy.
I'm crazy.
Crazy knows crazy.
And so I'm like, okay, well let's allow for the biggest situation to be able to come.
Allow, that's such a good word.
And so that's what the universe will do. Oh, you're allowing me to do what I got to do?
I was just telling my producer, Angie, about that. We just need to put it out there and allow the world to do its thing.
Allow it.
Yeah.
It happens.
So it's going to take about, what, a year and a half to?
Yeah, about a year and a half, 18 months.
Okay, so let me ask you this. When it's done, will you invite us to come and do a little scene?
Yes.
Or we'll do a little segment about your hotel?
You can do a whole special. Yes.
Make sure you send us the invite.
Right.
So what's next for you, like with your acting and your music and all of that stuff? What's next?
Well, with music, I'm going to be releasing an EP by the end of the year.
For those of you that don't know, EP is a short album, like 4 songs.
Right.
Okay.
I released the single back last year, and it did pretty well internationally, globally. So I got, people feeling it and whatnot.
Okay.
So I'm going to be doing that. I have the music label, Bratano Music.
Nice.
And we actually have our digital distribution through Universal.
Nice.
And in Groove. So, but we're not really signing artists like that.
Okay.
We're more so focused on soundtracks and scores, things like that.
Like sync.
Yeah, sync opportunities.
Yeah.
Film-wise, oh my goodness, I got a couple projects coming up.
Good.
I got a television series called Mercy Road. We're gonna shoot the first pilot episode first week of September.
Okay.
That'll be out of Maryland. That'll be great. Got a project coming out that just got picked up with Lionsgate. It's called Match Struck. So
Match Struck. And when is that coming out so that people know?
Supposed to be the tail end of this year.
Okay.
Limited theater release. Okay. And then obviously the streaming platforms. Yeah. Doing college tours, discussing pursuing your purpose versus chasing after dreams, because there's a difference there. Yeah. They work hand in hand, but
tell the difference for those of you watching right now.
So if you're chasing a dream is like a beacon. It's like a light. It just shows you real quick the direction you need to be going in.
Like a star almost.
Like a star.
Yeah.
It just gives you that quick glimmer, but it looks good. It flashes. It's flashy.
It's sparkly.
So you think, oh, that's what I want. No, it made you feel good. But understand, why do you want that dream? Why do you want to be this person that you saw yourself being?
Wow.
Once you realize that, okay, I want to be this individual, this greater version of myself in order to impact others, create opportunities for others, more than yourself and just your local house, that becomes your purpose. So now it no longer becomes work. You realize that the red carpets, the magazine covers, all the interviews, all the flash, all that is tools. It goes in your toolbox to help you with your purpose.
I love the toolbox.
Yeah.
I'm such a toolbox kind of girl. I feel like before my transformation, that I was telling you about, I didn't really have tools.
Yeah.
And when you don't have tools, then every time you get triggered by something, it's a reaction, instead of a response.
And that's the difference with chasing versus pursuit. Because remember, like law enforcement, when they go after a suspect, they're not chasing them because all you're doing is reacting. And you wear yourself out by just constantly chasing. But if you set up a strategy with purpose, now it's tactfulness that goes into it. That's pursuit.
I love that. Let's say hi to some friends on Instagram. I see you, Chris Bennett. I see Amazon customer. I'm going to say hi to you guys. I know I haven't been saying hi. Normally I say hi to all the people that are streaming on here. And I wanted to check in with our Instagram following. If you're just coming in live and you're like, what's going on? This is my new show. It's called Welcome to My Clubhouse. I'm Sally Colón. This is Julian Brittano. So we have Julian's people here. We got my TikTok. We got my Instagram going live. We got Cindy's Instagram, right? Yeah. Your House of Cindy is also. So by the way, Cindy's coming up next. So make sure that you guys stay tuned. How did you meet your wife? Tell us.
I met my wife on a dating app.
Which one? Can you say?
Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish?
Plenty of Fish.
What the heck is Plenty of Fish? I've heard of it, but it sounds a little...
It's a dating app. I don't even know what their goal was, but I know it helped us. It helped me out.
Okay.
It was like a dating app like the rest of them.
And how long ago was that?
This was 2016.
Is Plenty of Fish still around? Because maybe that's the one I need to get on, because I'm not on Plenty of Fish.
POF. Most people call it POF.
POF. I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, I was actually, and it's funny because I was doing promotion at the time, like trying to really just build up my team of people in different areas and whatnot.
Were you still on Greenleaf at the time?
I had just filmed.
Come off.
I just filmed on it.
Oh, you just filmed. Okay.
So I had just transitioned and pivoted into acting.
Oh,
so it ain't, Greenleaf hadn't even dropped yet.
Okay.
So this was January of 2016.
Okay.
And she hit me back. She said, hey, I was about to close down my account, but then I saw this message like way back early in my inbox. I'm like, well, hey, you know, let's talk a little bit. So we talked a couple times. I said, hey, let's go to lunch.
Nice.
I said, I'm on my way to Atlanta to go film something. Let's meet up for lunch. I'll stop in North Carolina on the way, and we had lunch.
Nice.
And then, you know, shortly after, I was like, look, let's just make this thing.
Make it work.
Make it a thing.
So you went to lunch, because people always wonder, like, on first date, should it be dinner? Should it be lunch? Should it be Starbucks coffee?
Right.
But you did lunch. You did in between.
We did lunch.
Okay.
You know.
Was it instant connection, like romance? Like, you're like, holy cow, this girl's beautiful.
Here's the thing about it.
Okay.
She had on some khakis, because at that time she was working at, you know, a company and whatnot.
Okay.
Now we have our own company.
Yeah,
so.
good for you.
But she was working at a company. She had on a sweater, a work sweater with the logo on it.
Okay.
So
Best Buy.
I wanted to see her in that.
Oh.
I didn't need her to get all dolled up and
Right.
whatnot. Let me see what you look like regular.
Right.
And I was like,
Dang.
I was connecting there. I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, there we go.
Aww.
And so I knew from there, because I had already seen some other pictures where she was,
Right.
you know, took some
But
nice
see,
shots.
LA guy would never want that. LA guy would want the nails, the eyelashes, the cinched waist, the high heels, the right girls, ladies? The LA guys, yeah.
Yeah,
But you were in Virginia at the time?
Yeah.
You're in Virginia. See, I need to move to Virginia.
Well,
And I don't need to wear the nails or the eyelashes.
Well, wait a minute. No, I think that might be a Julian thing.
Okay. Not all guys are that way.
No,
okay.
not.
All right.
But it was just great. And then from there, we just built from there. We were engaged that November.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't wait no years to propose. I knew I wanted to be with her.
Okay.
And so I proposed, and then we were married. So we'll be married 5 years come March.
I love that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I want to know, because we got about 5 minutes left, like, what makes you happy? Like, when you get up in the morning, what's that first thought that you go, oh, I'm so excited about life right now?
Just knowing that I can go after anything I want. That peace.
You don't limit yourself.
No. It's a peace of mind knowing that I got the support that I need. Anything I want to know, I can, whenever I choose to. And there's nothing to stop me except me. Why would I stop myself? That's lunacy.
Was that elevated when you got married, that feeling? Because now you have kind of a sidekick a little bit? Okay.
I will have to say that. I mean, I've always been a go-getter. Obviously, I own my own club and restaurant. And you know, so I've always been an assertive person. But after, you know, once I got married and saw the strength of my wife and what she did and how much I wanted to constantly make her proud, constantly make her feel great about her decision about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a different thing. That's a different mind approach to it. And so with that, it's like, we can do anything.
I love that. Yeah. Call me. Never mind. Listen, no, do you have a brother, a cousin, an uncle, your dad, whatever?
I got some cool friends.
You got some cool friends?
Birds of a feather flock together.
Introduce.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Like, come on, man.
I've made some things happen.
Okay, come on, man. Introduce me to some people. You don't have kids yet, right?
I do have a son.
Your son is 14.
He's 14.
We were talking about him earlier.
Yeah.
You and your wife, no kids yet?
No, not yet.
Or do you think this is happening soon, or you're going to business for now and the kids a little bit later?
Hey, whatever we're blessed with, I'll be happy about it. Right now, we are focused on the business, but you know, that doesn't stop anything. You know, if something happens, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Right.
So I always like to give my guests the final thought, the final word. If there's anything that I didn't ask you that you want to express to the people, this is your time.
I think I'm good. I mean, other than, like, I just love everybody. Please go out, enjoy yourselves, have a good time, respectfully. And I mean that in a positive manner. You know, just enjoy.
Yeah.
And open yourself up to what life has to offer for you, and go with the positive mindset. That's what I do. You know, you just let yourself be open with intentions, good intentions.
I love that. Yeah. I like to say that, I was talking to Angie earlier today that, you know, a lot of people, when they go too deep in, you know, because everybody has great ideas, right? It's easy to start something. It's very difficult to finish something, right? So somebody could start a project and they have a good idea and I have this show and I have this, and then they start walking into the deep end and then they're like, oh, I don't know if I have enough money. Oh my gosh, what if people don't like it? What if people don't like me? And then what they do is they turn around and go back to the shallow end where it's comfortable.
If I can speak on that real quick.
Absolutely.
So it's something that, because I'm writing a book right now, and that's a section of my book, and it's called Breaking In to Your New Reality. That's the section of it. Breaking in. To your new reality. Exactly. And what that part is called intuition. The intuition is smack dead in the middle. Why don't we trust that? Because people, the first thing happens is they revert back to the first part of it, which is called inception and internalization. Wow. I totally get that. Versus allowing the intuition to take you into innovation and investment. Look at you. How you break in. Keynote speaker, y'all. If you have a conference coming up, make sure that you bring him in. He is incredible. You know, you were talking about a book. I just want to say really quickly before we finish, I am currently putting a book together with my producing partner, Angie. We're writing a book right now, and it's going to be incredible, and I'm excited, and it's going to come out in a couple of months, so I'll let you guys know. It will be up on Amazon, but you have your book coming out. Yeah. When is it coming out? Soon. Okay. Soon enough. And you know what? You'll come back. Yes. We'll promote your book. Yes. And it will be up on Amazon, I'm assuming. Yes. Yes. So we will. Do you have a title yet? I do. Can you say it? It's called The Road to Billions. The Road to Billions? Yeah. Ooh, I like it. Because most people, they make the billions or they get to this level and then they talk about, no, I'm going to show you on the way. So that way I give you real-time experiences, real-time strategies that I'm doing like right now. I'll be reading that book. Can I have a pre-copy of your book? Sure. Sure. Please, because I'm ready to read The Road to Billions because I feel like we're on the road to billions. Everybody's right now. On the road to billions. Absolutely. Exactly. It just depends on who's the resilient one, who's going to stick with it, who's not going to give up, who's going to go in the deep end without the life raft and keep going. Exactly. All right. So I just want to thank you for being on. Well, give it up for Julian, you guys. Thank you, guys. And thank you so much. I think we're going to hang out a little bit this weekend. He's going back on Tuesday, so I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it.